Hello and welcome to ApexToOval. I'm your host Alex. That is Jack. We're going to go both ways this time because every single time I point in one direction, I'm pointing the wrong way. Let's get right into the F1 news for this week. Starting out with Christian Horner, the Leech of F1, might be back. He might be back in Formula One. The Leech never goes away. He's buying a possible stake in Alpine. Now, there's this tweet that came out, and it was a damn good tweet. Jack sent it to me, and I'm going to read it out loud. I'm going to shout the person out as well because it's a great tweet. Dr. Ava, PhD, Dermatology, username 63GRussell63. They said, F1 team ran by a guy who has a lifetime ban for cheating, who took over from a guy who resigned after his brother was arrested for transferring criminal property, being bought by a guy with sexual harassment allegations from his last team, and is partially owned by Travis Kelce. That might be the worst part. Christian Horner buying a stake in Alpine. Not Travis Kelce, although that is terrible in itself. No.
Why? Wait, hold on. Why? What did he do?
Because he plays for the Chiefs.
Okay, but
as a Niner fan, I can't like the Chiefs.
Okay, but on the scale of crimes in life, you have like one of the most infamous scandals in motorsports history. Yep. You have actual high crimes.
Yep.
You have sexual crimes, and you have played for the Chiefs and is generally a pretty likable personality. With a podcast that you have sent me clips from many times. Well, what do you actually think about Horner joining Alpine? Like, is that going to help Alpine at all? I don't think he should be let back. No, it's not. I don't think he should be let back in F1 in general. I think, once you sexually assault someone, allegations, whatever it is, I don't think you should be allowed back in that respective sport or area or job or anything. And so I'd rather not have Christian Horner in F1. I know that a lot of people might, and a lot of people think of him highly, but I don't. There's only so much we can do with the fact that, like, I guess they're not really going to go any further than just people have a general idea that he's probably kind of a piece of shit. But also, he was the team principal of Red Bull for its entire existence until he left. And this is a team that twice has had 4-time back-to-back world champions.
Listen, all I'm saying is Helmut Marko got the children into the team and knew he made the car.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. Christian Horner is a Helmut Marko and Adrian Newey merchant.
Look, I don't know what Horner contributed any more than you do specifically. Every other team on the grid seems to want a piece of Red Bull at this point. Newey went somewhere, Wheatley went somewhere. Helmut Marko exists, but now Horner.
I don't think anyone wants Helmut Marko. I don't think if you're an F1 team, you want Helmut Marko on your team. No,
I don't think Red Bull
I think every
does
F1 team is good. Well, why do you think they got rid of him? Didn't they get rid of him?
Yeah, or like he stepped down,
Didn't
or however
they
want to phrase it.
Or
but
something?
Like,
yeah, they got rid of him. Let's be honest.
But yeah, so now this is another Red Bull higher up. At least partially on the technical side, if not fully technical, depending on what you think a team principal does. Since you're giving me a face. But will this save Alpine? I don't think anything can.
I don't like. Alpine might just want to go back to Renault.
Yeah, everything bad happened.
At least everything bad happened when they changed to Alpine.
Yeah, I'm just saying they got to go back to Renault. They got to go back to yellow. That's it.
Yep, yellow and black. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. All right, here we go again. Black and yellow.
I got Steelers stuff around me somewhere here.
I love Steelers, except for their head coach. But anyway, moving on. Ferrari is on track, but also Barcelona testing, baby. Let's just talk about the Barcelona testing because who cares about Ferrari on track?
Yeah, that's old news now that everyone's.
That's old news. Well, also it's old news because I'm not trying to get my hopes up, so I'm not trying to specifically talk about Ferrari before the season starts and we see how bad the car is. Barcelona testing, Day 1, Red Bull, Merc, Alpine, Haas, Racing Bull, Cadillac, Audi all participated. Hadjar was the fastest in the Red Bull, and Red Bull and Mercedes appeared fastest overall today, which coincides with them cheating with their engines.
Look, if this was, and this is the debate that I think we've had, but if this was just one team that, found a really questionable gray area and took advantage of it, that's one thing. But this is two teams. This is something that has been known about for a while now. And this is the way that the rule is worded, that multiple teams have found the ability to gain an advantage here, done so. The FIA has decided that it is, in fact, within the rules. And Ferrari is salty that they didn't do the same. Like, the fact that multiple teams got there independently is evidence enough that this isn't cheating and getting lucky. This is an oversight by the FIA and making the rule, but this is well within the rules, according to everyone involved. But look, the way I see it, Honda, Audi, they're new-ish, I guess.
Yeah.
Honda, but, it's a new deal there. It's a new setup, I guess. So, I kind of get them not getting it. If I'm a Ferrari fan, I am not upset at Mercedes and Red Bull for doing this. I am beyond pissed at Ferrari themselves for not doing it. Because when it's said aloud, it feels so obvious. And if multiple teams with cost caps, involved in general in the sport, with all of the dev effort and time that goes into it, the teams wouldn't have done this if it wasn't clearly allowed within the rule. And it is clearly allowed within the rule as it's worded, right?
Yeah.
I am not upset at Mercedes. I'm not upset at Red Bull. I am pissed at Ferrari for constantly shooting themselves in the foot, and now they're down horsepower compared to teams that they like to think they're competing for championships with. And time again, they shoot themselves in the foot over and over and over.
And to the next topic. Half of my stuff is going to get cut out this episode. I'll tell you that much. I'm not putting that in. I am wired for some reason. I am wired right now. You're going to hear everything that Jack just said that's reasonable, and everything that I have said that's outlandish, I'm cutting out of this episode. So tune in for the bloopers. No, there's going to be no bloopers. Anyway, I don't know what's wrong with me today. I'm just so messed up. And I'm keeping this part in. I don't know what's happening. I didn't
1
take
year
my
of
2
following
p.m.
Ferrari.
No, I didn't take my 2 p.m. ADHD meds, and now I'm freaking wired, and now I don't know how to stop. So
I'm sticking with what Ferrari does to a man.
That's also true. 1 year with Ferrari, I'm already losing it. Anyway. And then real quick for F1. For the Barcelona testing, Aston Martin, McLaren, and Ferrari are expected to join later in the week, and Williams is expected to miss out because their car is reportedly 20 to 30 kg overweight and failing crash tests. So,
how do you do that? Especially when Williams' whole thing has been break stuff now, develop for the future. How do you not have a car?
I don't know. And didn't they say their car was done? Didn't Val say in an interview his car was done a month or two ago?
Maybe it was done for last year's regs. Who knows?
No, no. He said for this year's regs it was done.
No. I know, but
track, right?
Maybe they made it for the wrong regs. I mean, maybe.
Oh yeah, maybe they just forgot what year it was.
They had the car done, and they were like, "Oh nuts! We had the wrong file saved. That's the 25, not the 26."
They pulled the Jerry Jones. They pulled a Jerry Jones. Absolute delusion.
What are we doing? 30 kilograms and you can't pass a single crash test? What are we doing?
Yeah, that crash. I don't care about the 20, 30 kilograms. The crash test is nuts. That's bad. You're gonna kill your drivers over. Come on now. Get Williams, James Vowles, the second handsomest man, team principal on the grid. Fight me on it. Why?
Second clearly to Zach Brown, right?
Absolutely not. Zach Brown is dead fucking last. First is Toto Wolff, then it's James Vowles. But yeah, I don't get how you're that. I don't get it. Even I swear to God, in an interview, he said his car was done 2 months ago or something like that. I swear to God, I didn't make that up. Yeah, I swear he said it. Anyway, On to NASCAR. Kurt Busch, Harry Gant, and Ray Hendricks are making the NASCAR Hall of Fame. I don't care about the last two. I just care about Kurt Busch, man. What a driver, man. Should have been racing for much longer, too. But the early next-gen car messed him up. It gave Bubba Wallace a seat, though, so I'll take it. But, man, does that suck that his career ended early. And he still had a long career. So, Jack, what are your thoughts on the NASCAR Hall of Fame class of 2026?
Yeah, I think Kurt Busch obviously is a very complicated driver. He was very good, but obviously very controversial throughout his career. Had many an incident off track, and certainly rubbed some people the wrong way on track. I think it's still fitting with a complicated legacy for him to still be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, especially with NASCAR, where the bar for the NASCAR Hall of Fame is. I think that him, more than many that may end up with, you cannot tell the story of especially modern NASCAR without Kurt Busch, right? I mean, he is a central figure even to people who don't follow the sport really much at all, related to the sport from its kind of peak and then its eventual decline to now. But he has been a steady force for a couple decades. He's won many races. He's made headlines, good and bad. Definitely deserving of being recognized for his contributions to the sport. As for the other two, I mean, Harry Gant is a legend, but on the older side, to the point where I didn't exactly watch him much, to say the least.
I watched his Radioactive.
Harry Gant?
Oh, sorry. My mind's still on Kurt Busch, man. I love that man so much. Sorry, Harry Gant.
And Ray Hendrick, obviously, we have not been alive at the same time, but they're both clearly, resume-wise, clearly very deserving. Yeah. This is a class I like out of NASCAR Hall of Fame classes. Mm-hmm. I feel like sometimes people are inducted or named where you're like, oh, really? And here it's like, okay, yeah, that guy definitely deserves to be in. These guys definitely, like, pioneers, deserve to be in.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I don't know. What do you think about at least the two besides Kurt?
I think they're deserving. I do know of Harry Gant. I don't know of Ray Hendricks, but I mean, if you have the last name Hendricks and you're in motorsports, especially NASCAR, I think you're going to be successful, and I think since you have success, I think you're going to deserve it. I mean, there's, again, modifieds, still NASCAR, late model, still NASCAR, deserving. Ray Gant, deserving. Kurt Busch, deserving. Now, I have a question. Now, I have assumed you've seen Kurt Busch's Radioactive compilations. Yes. What is your favorite quote from? What is your favorite quote?
I don't have one. I don't know.
Wow, that's actually an L take from you. My favorite is, God, I hate my job every fucking week. Every fucking week. God, I hate my job. That's a banger, by the way. That's my actual favorite. It's the best. If you have not seen Kurt Busch's Radioactive, go on to YouTube, look up Kurt Busch Radioactive, and watch it. Watch it. It's one of the greatest compilations you'll ever see in your life. I mean, Family Guy and South Park compilations do not reach the heights of Kurt Busch's Radioactive compilation. Moving on. The Charlotte Roval is gone. It's gone.
Yes.
Rest in peace to the Charlotte Roval. It's now the Charlotte Oval.
Yes. Back to two oval weekends.
Bullshit. Yep. Which sucks. SVG is pissing crying in the corner somewhere.
Dude, this poor guy. Oh my god.
Oh my god. We need another road course now. We need it.
Because SVG, he comes over here from an incredibly successful career back home. He comes over here. He races Chicago. He wins. He has so much fun. He's like, all right, I can do this. Trackhouse buys in, given the format being win and in, is like, all right, we got you. He does a full season in Xfinity to learn the ropes. He gets a full season in Cup this year, is kind of getting his footing, getting a little better on the ovals while kicking ass on the road courses. Went 5 for 6.
Yep.
And, did everything he was meant to do. He made the playoffs. He was dominant on road courses. He had some incredible battles with Zilich in Xfinity, too. That's going to be fun with them being teammates. But now after one season of him in the Cup Series, and before he even kind of gets the hang of ovals, really, they changed the format on him. So it's no longer winning in, which he came over here for, which is good. Don't get me wrong. We've talked about it being good. But just, in the context of SVG. And now they're taking away the playoff Roval race and making that an oval race. So now there is no playoff road race.
Yeah, I actually have an idea to fix this, and it's a good one. The most prestigious race in NASCAR history, the Daytona 500. Right, 500 miles, 200 laps. Listen. Don't spoil my idea. Hold up. Setting the stage. It's the President's Day weekend. Thank you. It's President's Day weekend. Everyone is getting ready for the Daytona 500 at Daytona International Speedway Oval. Fireworks go off at the beginning. A big speculation. Shane Van Gisbergen comes down from a hot air balloon and announces it's now a road course. Every year. Until Shane Van Gisbergen is gone from the sport. Who says no? Probably the majority of NASCAR fans. Why? Come on now. We need SVG we need to give SVG some wins, damn it.
I did like the races at the Daytona road course when they did do that. And I think that I personally, I don't fully understand why they made this move. I
don't either.
I liked the Roval races, and I also really do think that NASCAR should have at least 6 road races, especially given how much flack it catches from motorsports fans overall about oval racing, because a lot of them just simply don't understand oval racing, which is not meant to be critical. It's just, I don't know, you don't watch it. You think, oh, what's so special about that? Because you're watching, open wheel cars struggle to get within a second of each other, right? And it's tough when this is a next-gen car that was designed to be better at handling these road courses, and this is a series that's moving toward adding these street courses and stuff like that. Why are we losing a road course date?
Yeah, I agree. I think we should have 6, maybe 7, maybe 13 road courses on the calendar.
13? You just take off your
enjoyer.
Alex mask and it's SVG under there doing an impeccable American accent.
Actually, you know what? 36 road course races. I'm SVG, baby.
You ready to punt the ball into the crowd? 36 times a year.
But, I mean, I think getting rid of it's a shame. I think it's a sham, really. I think NASCAR's really dropping the ball on that one. But I actually have a question for you, and I'll answer it as well. If you could turn any current just oval, can't have a road course track, but oval race car track in NASCAR currently being used in the NASCAR Cup Series into a road course, what would it be? What track on the calendar?
Turn it into a road course.
Turn it into a road course.
So what are the kind of like parameters? Like, does it have to be within the race complex in the way that like the Roval and Daytona are? Or is it literally just like, instead of going to Bristol, you do a road course race in Bristol, Tennessee? Like a street course race. So
it can, obviously you can, okay. It can't be like off-site. It has to be at the racetrack within the parameters, but you can go a little bit outside. So like if you want to redesign the whole area a little bit to be a little outside to make the road course better, you can do that. Move the stands a little back, make some more, What track? It has to be used once a year.
You know what? Give me Gateway, actually.
Okay.
Because I personally think that it would be really fun, instead of having that race, and it's still, spiritually is kind of outside those bounds, but like having a road course, street course race near the arch in that part of the country just feels like it would be fun. And I also am just not the biggest fan of Gateway as a track compared to what some other courses bring to the table, especially with this car. And, it's bigger than like Martinsville or Bristol are way too small for you to be able to do that with. So
that's why I said a little bit outside the parameters. Like you can like rearrange
Yeah.
it. If you wanted to go Bristol. I'm going with Talladega. Obviously, keep the oval. That's not a question. Keep the freaking oval.
Wait.
But
no.
but
You're
making,
so right.
But making a super speedway into a road course like that you could use once a year, I think would be sick. Like Daytona already has one. I mean, Daytona's a sick track. But Talladega in the South as a road course with oval elitists living around the area, I think would be hilarious. Because there would be a protest.
Well, I thought you were going
for
I thought you were going for the fact that they'd have to be snaking through the Talladega infield.
Yeah, I mean, that's also the thing.
Like the Talladega infield, like people-wise. Just like one of the craziest.
That's a bang! Yeah, even better to make Talladega a road course. Just snake through the infield.
But no, like imagine you're driving by and in like a slow hairpin, you're just getting heckled by some crazy Talladega fans. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
That would go bananas.
Talladega infield is already the best infield in NASCAR. Add a road course to it where you can heckle people. Maybe even you get one, I don't know what it would be, but you can pick one thing that can be sticky or slimy or whatever that you can throw at the car. You can't hit the wheels. You have to hit the windshield. You have to have good enough aim to hit the windshield. You can throw one thing to mess them up. I think it would be pretty entertaining. Just saying. Imagine you have, and it can't be like a hard thing. It has to be something that like is soft enough that you can throw and not break the windshield, but also something where it's a little sticky or a little discolored, and gives the drivers a little bit more of a challenge in the road course, right? SVG needs that.
All fun and games until I'm shooting like raw egg yolks through the window net. The drivers.
Dude, imagine somebody goes to throw at the windshield, they hit the window net, and it goes boom, just smacks on the side of the head. I have another question for you based on this. If you could have any F1 track that is not used by NASCAR around the world in history for a road course race for NASCAR, could be anywhere in the world, which one would it be?
All right, so for the pandering low-hanging fruit answer, got to be Lime Rock.
I said F1.
I know.
But yes, Lime Rock should be used by the Cup Series, I'll say that.
Yeah, and then in general, I think it would be wonderful to send NASCAR to Spa.
Yes. Also, I was gonna. You know what I was gonna say though? This might be better than Spa. Monaco.
Oh no! No.
Imagine those loud ass engines, those deep engines going through Monaco. That'd be hilarious. My real answer though, again, Monaco. Like, come on now, get the rich people on the side. Complain. It'd be hilarious. It'd be funny. And there would be no imagine somebody sends it through. The it will go down and then it goes like this. It's like, imagine somebody just sends it on the outside and crashes into the barrier. That'd be hilarious. And that photo of, I forget what series it was, where it's like the tiny, I think it was Macau, so whatever track that is, where like there's just one tiny corridor and basically every driver not in like the top 3 got wrecked in that one corner because one driver couldn't make it through and then everybody else crashed into each other. That would be a situation I think would be hilarious. Obviously, I'd make sure everyone's okay before I laugh, but that would be pretty funny. It'd be scenes. Now on to our main story, the Daytona 24 took place this past weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Your GTP prototype winners was the number 7 Penske Porsche with Nasser, Andalor, and Heinrich. Your LMP2 winner was the 04 CrowdStrike Racing by APR with Sowery, Quinn, Kurtz, and Jacobson. Your GTD Pro winner was the number 1 Paul Miller Racing with Hesse, Harper, DeFilippi, and Verhagen. And your GTD winner was the number 57 Windward Racing with Ward, Ellis, Donje, and Auer. Now, there was some controversy with the number 57 Windward as going 170 something miles per hour. They kind of Ellis kind of hit the other driver he was fighting.
Yeah, he hit the left rear of the other car.
And gained an advantage and kept his lead. Also, Penske closed the door late on the number 31. I think it was Acura. Cadillac that had Zilich in it. Zilich was not in the car at the time.
Yeah, Jack Aiken was driving.
Jack Aiken was driving. But I don't see an issue with that. I think he was just taking a line. But I am biased, so
I was gonna say you are probably as biased as it gets when it comes to the Porsche team. I am very
biased. But the main topic isn't really. Oh, sorry. Continue.
I was just while we were talking about those, I do think that it was terrible to not look at it at all, to just completely move on. I mean, even in F1, you see so many things under investigation, no further investigation. Like to at least do that, to at least communicate that you looked at it, is a lot better than having the announcers there at these very intense finishes, 24 hours, and it comes down to these last couple minutes. And then for the announcers to be like, come on, why didn't they even look at it? Like, I don't know, that was on the line, and not have any resolution to that is frustrating as a viewer, right? And whether that's on the announcers for, I think correctly saying that it should have been looked at, not saying that there should have been a penalty, but that it at least, would have been nice to have it looked at and not completely brushed over. I think especially in the case of GTD. But so be it. Yeah. I don't necessarily think that either winner was undeserving, which it would be impossible to be in a 24-hour race. But
yeah, unless like the leader for like 3/4 of it got taken out, or like in the 24 hours of Nürburgring from last year, the Manthey Porsche driven by Kevin Estre, who's the GOAT at the Nürburgring, accidentally runs through another car. The car flips upside down, and they get moved to second because the car wouldn't get out of the way. It's what it is, though. But the main topic for this is there are too many ads. That's our topic.
Oh, my God.
Too many ads. Now, I've watched the majority of the race, except for the 6 hours that were not. Well, that were under caution because of fog, which I didn't watch because I'm not watching 6. I just kept watching Bob Parker's tweets while watching YouTube or TikTok or doing other things. But the last hour is what I want to focus on, right? The last hour of a race. For most races are like 1, 2, 3 hours, yada, 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 right? Well, the ads in the last hour. It seemed like there was one every 5, 8, at most 10 minutes for the last hour.
I feel like less than.
Yeah, it was bad. And it was... the only time there was no ads in the last hour was like the last 11 minutes of the race, which at that point, I mean, yeah, there was stuff going on, but like, come on, man.
NASCAR does better.
NASCAR does better. And obviously F1 does better because F1 doesn't have any ads, which is good.
We were watching on Peacock. That is a streaming service that you pay money for, and we were getting ads for Peacock shows.
Yeah. It was bad.
Like, what are we doing?
They were taking away from racing. There was no pause. There was no caution. No, there was straight racing going on. Green flag racing with under an hour to go, and they kept going to ads every 5 minutes. I mean, it was egregious.
Tight battles. They're going to commercial when there's less than a second between the top 2 overall finishers.
Yeah, and they went to commercial. Battles. Yeah, and they went to commercial when the number 7 Porsche, which was in the lead by quite a bit, I will say. But He had to pit every year. This was the final pit stop of the race. And what do they do as soon as he hits the pits? Commercial. I don't want to see commercial. I want to see if they fuck up the goddamn pit stop. Show me the pit stop. Don't show me after. I don't care about it after. Show me it during the pit stop. I don't care about no damn ads. I do not get why American media is the greediest, money-hungry fucking TV orgs I've ever seen. Because you go to Europe and the commercials aren't that as often as U.S. TV shows, and they're less time, less commercials in general. Especially during racing, why do we need commercials during racing? We don't need to go away from the racing to go to commercial. Unless you know the caution or yellow flag is going to take more than the allotted time of the damn commercials. When racing's going on, again, I have the issue with side-by-sides. Why are we going side-by-side? We know something is going to happen. Every time in NASCAR, you go side-by-side. The racing audio is off. It's straight commercial audio. Something happens, and you don't know about it for 3 more minutes because the commercials are going on. Take commercials out of racing. Take them out. We don't need them.
And I think with the 24-hour race, it makes sense. But in the last hour, especially the last half hour of it, what are you thinking? And the most insulting part to me was with like 13 minutes left, and the announcers were like, "Oh, well, we're pleased to say that we'll be commercial free for the rest of the race." What do you call the last 45 minutes of neck and neck racing for the overall win that we barely got to see? And now that it's basically settled, now you're like, "Oh, well, luckily we're commercial free now." Like, there's nothing happening at this point in the overall race. Like, that's basically settled, and now you're like, "Oh, well, we're doing you this big favor here." Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it was horrendous. I don't get it. I'll still watch the rest of the season, but goddamn, too many commercials in racing. It actually sucks. Like, racing, I should be able to watch the race from start to end with no commercial. I don't care the length. The only time I'm okay with commercials in racing is if there's a yellow flag or caution and they're going around with the safety car, because that's boring as hell. But if there's on-track racing, green flag racing, no commercials. I don't get it. The American media market is greedy as fuck because there should be no commercials in racing. Other sports too. Football, too many goddamn breaks. Soccer, do you want to know how many breaks there are in the 45 fucking minutes of soccer in Europe? Not many, if all. There's barely any, if pretty much zero. Why do we need so many goddamn commercial breaks in American sports? We don't.
And when we were on Peacock, it was the same too, over and over and over and over again.
Yep. It was Rolex. Oh my God, Rolex. You know, we're the title sponsor for this. Who cares? We get it. The Rolex 24, iconic race already. Why do we need to see a commercial for the Rolex 24 every time a commercial pops up? We don't. We get it. It's the Rolex 24.
We're watching it.
Like, come on now. I don't care. But, yeah.
Brutal. Brutal.
Speaking of brutal, The Clash is coming up this weekend at Bowman Gray Stadium. Now, we have predictions for this race, as our predictions are going to be starting to ramp up again. I have Joey Logano. Sliced bread if you must, because, well, I chose my pick because Jack chose his. Jack, who is yours?
Mine is Ryan Preece, who I chose for reasons unrelated to him being from Connecticut, but that obviously helps. He's a guy who is, clearly shown his worth on short tracks in general in his career. Bowman Gray is the short trackiest of short tracks, and this is also predicated on RFK taking a bit of a step forward this year relative to last year, but I have faith.
Yep. Ryan Preece will get his first win this season, mark my word. I think does he already have a win? No, he doesn't. Ryan Preece will get his first win of the series, and mark my words. On to games, unlimited games, but no games. I have 3 games for Jack. The first one is tell me how this driver would fare in NASCAR. Now, the premise of this is I have 3 drivers from other series. This week, we're going straight F1. And I want you to tell me how they would fare in NASCAR. Now, the first 3, actually, I feel like I know the first 2 have expressed interest in racing in NASCAR in the future. I know they've said that in the past. I don't know if they're going to stick to it or not, but they've made it clear they would want to. The third one, I feel like they just do well in NASCAR. So, the first driver, how would Lewis Hamilton fare in NASCAR? He's had some experience with the cars. He took Tony Stewart's car for a ride a while ago. He was not bad at it. He was going around Watkins Glen. He was damn good at it.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I don't think he'd do particularly well. I don't think. I mean, I don't know what's so. What are the standards here? Am I talking about like in a given race? Am I talking about over a full season?
In a full season.
Over a full season. I think it depends on the team he would end up with, but I'm not convinced he makes the playoffs. Or, makes the chase.
Ooh.
Like, I'm going to say competitive in the low 20s to high teens, but I don't think he makes the chase.
Do you think he would have made the playoffs if it was winning and still?
Even that, I don't know. I think that SVG's success was a lot. SVG's success was because he was driving very similar cars. The next gen is very similar to like the supercars he was driving. When we've seen F1 guys come over, for the most part, in kind of recent years, former F1 guys come over, whatever else, it really hasn't gone all that well for them. The same way that if we've seen, other open wheel type drivers come over, there's an adjustment period at least. And I think if he comes over next year, especially if it's straight to the cup, this is not to say that he's not one of the best drivers on the planet in an F1 car. It's just the adjustment is bigger than people think. I mean, Kimi looked out of place in a stock car. Jenson Button is obviously removed from his F1 days and was in a bad car, but he also, he performed decently, but he wasn't exactly like, he didn't look any better than anyone else, right? And these are, certainly not Lewis level F1 drivers, but Kimi was insane in F1 in his own right, and they're both champions.
All 3 of them are champions. Jensen's a champion too.
Yeah. I meant Kimi and Jensen as far as guys who were in NASCAR semi recently.
Gotcha.
Sorry, that wasn't very clear. But yeah, so I think that's probably telling for what the rest of my answers will be, but yeah, I don't think he'd do particularly well.
Where would you say he finishes in the championship?
What team is he with? Is he with at least like a middle of the pack team, if not better?
Yeah. You know what? We're gonna do this. He's at a 23-11. Good enough to win races. Good. 23-11. Because it's not like the upper echelon, but it's not the lower end. It's very clearly a middle to upper.
With the chase format and not having seen him on an oval like ever, I'm going to go with like 21st.
Okay. 21st. What about Liam Lawson? He's expressed interest in coming to NASCAR at some point in the future before. And he has done content with SVG. He's done content, I think, with SVG and Connor Zilic.
You know what? I think he would be better than Lewis Hamilton in NASCAR.
Okay.
And I think that the reason I think this is because of how clearly comfortable he is going physically wheel to wheel with other drivers in F1 in a series where that doesn't fly. But I think that and not to say that Lewis isn't aggressive, but I think at some point it trains your brain enough that like Kimi was upset after racing at COTA a couple of years ago. And he had raced in NASCAR in different forms in the past, but like, and Jensen meanwhile loved it, but it's a very different style. And I think that Liam Lawson, and you know, you've heard the little meme song to go with it. You've seen his lowlights on track. I think he has a mentality that's more friendly to the NASCAR style of racing. That at the same time, I still think that he finishes probably like 20th, 21st kind of thing.
So 20th for Lawson, 21st for Lewis Hamilton. What about Daniel Ricciardo?
This is another tough one because he clearly has an interest in it. Like vibes wise, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think clearly in my brain, there's something of coming from Australia or thereabouts, right? Coming from a place where like supercars are so big. Maybe it's SVG succeeding. Maybe it's the other like Australians that have come over and terrorized NASCAR road courses. And maybe it's the fact that Daniel Ricciardo really loves to parade himself around as you know, kind of putting on American imagery every now and then. But I think that if there's anyone that would apply, if this was a realistic thing, he would be applying his time off from F1 now toward like learning it versus the other two being active F1 drivers. And maybe that gives him, maybe, you know what, maybe he sneaks into the playoffs. Maybe he's 16th, sneaks into the chase.
All right.
I mean, you know, he was driving an old Dale car around COTA the other year.
I think so.
But I think that he also has a mentality that seems a little friendlier to it. Nothing against Lewis, clearly. But I think that, you know, and he has a reputation among some people for kind of complaining too much, but he very clearly has like a formula driver mentality where the other two are clearly, I mean, Daniel Ricciardo is a little more happy-go-lucky than anything, and Liam Lawson is more get your elbows out even when the car is literally going to crumble to pieces because of it. But I think that mentality-wise, they might both be better equipped to make that switch. But could be totally wrong.
All right. Next game. Where were these NASCAR drivers ranked in the Athletics all-time 75 list? We're back to this again. 3 more drivers. Your first one, Brad Keselowski.
Brad.
Yes. Big Bad Brad. The Big Brad Wolf.
Yeah, Brad's a weird one because he won his championship all the way back in 2012, right?
Yes. Yep.
So he is a one-time champion. He's been a consistently very good driver, but I think as the years go on, his resume almost feels worse. Because like with RFK becoming a thing, he's really fallen out of that upper echelon of current drivers, like in the present day. So I'll use 30th as a baseline.
You are within 5.
Within 5.
Within 5.
It's been long enough that I forget where some of the other ones we've done are.
So I will tell you where the other ones are. So, where are we? Kyle Larson is 29th, Dan Gurney 65th, Kevin Harvick 11th, Ryan Blaney 68th, Kurt Busch 23rd, Kyle Busch 9th. And then I think that's the ones I have. Yeah.
25th? It's within 5?
That is correct. Brad Keselowski is 25th on the Athletics all-time 75 list from 2023. Not too shabby. That was pretty good. 2 guesses.
Larson at 29 was pre-second championship, obviously, and pre a couple more seasons of being one of the best drivers, which, I mean, we talked about. But, like, then it was, okay, if Larson's at 29, I feel like Brad's got to be above that.
All right. Your next driver, Tony Stewart.
Um, 10th.
Holy shit. Yes! Tony Stewart is 10th in the 2023 Athletics All-Time 75 list. Holy
You're asking
crap.
me these nice round numbers today, huh?
Oh
25,
my
10.
goodness.
Now you're going to pull out
What the
67
hell?
just to fuck with me.
Oh my god. What are your thoughts on that? Smoke at 10th.
Clearly, I think it's a fine place to put him.
Yeah.
That was
I
my
got
guess.
it first try.
But I don't know. I mean, that puts him in. Did I already get 9? Because you said Harvick was 11, right?
We have not done 9 yet.
Okay.
We have not done 9. I don't think we have.
Okay.
Hold
But
on,
I mean,
let me
I don't know. I feel like right up there next to Harvick makes sense. I
We
think
have
that
done
in the
9th. I'm
context of
sorry.
the sport. Oh,
We've done 9th, and it was Kyle Busch.
yeah. I mean, I think that makes sense. I think these are guys that were, you know, maybe not the face of the sport, but certainly faces of the sport in their kind of primes. And he's certainly, I think, certainly deserving of the title. Especially given when he was so good. Was during such a big time for NASCAR. And of course, he has an enduring legacy afterwards. Although Stuart Haas died recently, but after this was done.
Yep. And your next and last driver, Casey Kahn.
Casey Kane.
Casey Kane.
Whoa, he's on here. Well, actually, yeah, it makes sense he's on here because like Alex Bowman made it, right?
Bowman did make it. Yeah, he was like 75th. Yeah, he was 75th.
I'll go 65. 65.
You were within 10.
Well, it's not down 10. Casey Kane. Problem is, Casey Kane like was mostly before I was really paying attention. Like him coming back is like, oh, cool, he's a guy, but I don't have as much context for if he was like, really good. Like had a few wins, but he wasn't like an upper echelon guy.
I will
know,
say his best finish was 4th in 2012. 18 wins, 176 top 10s, 27 poles in the Cup.
Yeah, I mean, 18 wins is obviously, obviously pretty good, but I don't feel bad about saying that he wasn't in that kind of like upper echelon of drivers in his time, Obviously, that's, tough competition during that time.
Yeah.
But I don't know, 60? Bump it up 5?
Within 5.
Okay, either you're screwing with me or it's 55.
Is that your guess?
Yeah, I'm going with it.
It is 55. Yeah, Casey Kane is 55 on the all-time
All right.
Athletics NASCAR 75 list. All right, and the final game, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 drivers. I could have got 10, but I didn't want to. We have 9 drivers on this list. The list is, which F1 drivers have spent the most time with one team, and bonus points if you can guess the team.
Gonna have to say Lewis with Mercedes is a big one, just because that was such a huge thing.
Yes, Lewis Hamilton is on this list, and he is number 1 with 12 seasons with Mercedes, 2013 to 2024.
Ooh. Okay, so 12 is number 1.
Yes.
Okay, Max has been at Red Bull for a decade. So he's got to be up there.
Max Verstappen is up there. This year is 11 years, so he is in second. The reason why I put him as this year's because we are in the current year. So he will be racing for Red Bull unless something terrible happens, and I don't think that'll happen. So he's at 11 years. There's one more driver with 11 years. There's three drivers at 9 years and 3 drivers at 8 years.
Schumacher, since he was synonymous with Ferrari.
11 years at Ferrari, he is third.
Now I feel like the rest of these are going to be a little harder.
No, 2 of them are synonymous with the team, and then the third is also synonymous. Actually, four of these drivers are synonymous with their teams. World champions, not all world champions, but 3 are world champions with their teams. Actually, 4 might be 2. I don't. 5. No, 4 of these are world champions with their teams.
Let's see. David Coulthard. We were doing McLaren drivers before.
David Coulthard, 9 years with McLaren, 1996 to 2004. That is correct.
Champion Kimi? He went back to Ferrari.
Yes, he has 8 total years with Ferrari. His first stint 2007 to 2009, and then 2014 to 2018.
Oh wait,
Who are you thinking? Just say it. Just say it.
Fernando had like 3 stints at Renault, right?
Yes, Fernando Alonso has 8 years at Renault / Alpine. 2003 to 2006, 2008, 2009, and then 2021 to 2022.
Yeah, him coming back to like Alpine in 21-22 breaks my brain a little bit.
Dude, it always goes back to Alpine. Like, it always goes back to Alpine / Renault. He was basically at Renault. Not when he debuted, but like he went to Renault, was successful, went to McLaren for a year, came back to Renault, left after in 2020, 2019, something like that, and then came back to Alpine once when he came back for his third stint in F1, or second stint in F1. But yeah, Fernando Alonso's on there. There is another world champion, at least I know for a fact, with their team. The other one I'm assuming is a world champion with their team.
Was Mika Hakkinen there for long enough? Because he's another guy who I think of as McLaren with Coulthard.
Yeah, Mika Hakkinen, 9 years with McLaren, same as Coulthard. That was, I think, just broken. No, Lando doesn't have the record yet. He doesn't. But he's going for it. He's going for the McLaren.
How many
record.
Am I missing?
2. One of them we talked about in this episode. Well, kind of.
Massa?
Yes, Felipe Massa spent 8 years at Ferrari.
Court talk?
Yep, court talk. Felipe Massa, 2006 to 2013, 8 total seasons with Ferrari. And there is one more. I will say... So he raced way far back. I'm not going to tell you the era. But the team was a Lotus. And he is considered one of the greatest. He's considered one of the greatest F1 drivers of all time. I can give you some more hints.
I don't think I'm going to recall this.
You do know who he is. He has 2 championships, one in 1963, one in 1965, 25 wins, 32 podiums, 33 poles, 28 fastest laps.
In the 60s?
His first race was in 1960. Died in 1968 at Hockenheimring, age 32.
See, this is going to be... It's what always happens when it's older than, like, I don't know, maybe the 90s, of like, I just don't know where to place anything on a timeline besides that, like, recall wise. and then you'll tell me, and I'll
Yeah.
just be like, ah, shoot. But I've got nothing right now.
Let's see. Drove for Porsche. Drove for Jaguar. You raced with John Surtees in that time period. What other hints can I give? He's British. If that helps.
I'm just stuck on the fact that it's the 60s, and there's no one that screams 60s to me, which is a
Really?
problem because it's all just history blended into one like old era.
Raced with Dan Gurney, raced with Jackie Stewart, raced with Jack Brabham, raced with John Surtees and Graham Hill.
Maybe you say enough names that it's just process of elimination it out. But
At the time of his death, he had more Grand Prix wins and pole positions than any other driver, including 5-time world champion Juan Manuel Fangio. And he would have. He also won the most races he finished, and was often winning or in podium position when he had to retire due to mechanical failures, which without he would have equaled, if not beaten, Fangio's championship record. Fangio himself called this driver the greatest driver ever. Still nothing.
I don't think so.
All right, I'll give you it. And you might be kicking yourself in the head. It's Jim Clark.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same team for how many years?
9. 1960 to
Okay.
1968 with Lotus.
Yeah, I mean, the years thing doesn't help, and I don't associate anyone with like a specific team back then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In that way, it was a lost cause for me, I think.
Yeah. We should do one. You should do one for me that has like old time drivers and see if I can get it, because I feel like I know quite a few.
How long? I feel like there was another Red Bull guy or two that was there for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know
on
if it
this
was long enough
list,
to make the list.
so technically Mark Webber made it, but like it doesn't actually count.
Oh. What?
It doesn't actually.
Was he only
count.
there for like 6 or 7 at like Red Bull?
So he was at. This is why it technically Jaguar / Red Bull.
Oh. No.
He started. No. Listen. He started at Milton Keynes in 2003 to 2004 when they were Jaguar, before he returned 3 years later after they were rebranded as Red Bull Racing.
Yeah, that like barely counts. That's frustrating.
Yeah,
But
does. So he's
that means
another
that
one
he
up
was only
there.
at Red Bull for 7?
Yeah, so,
And I guess that doesn't make
7
the cut
years
on
yeah.
its own.
No.
Okay, yeah.
Other drivers are Jacques Lafitte and Liger. Who? Oh no, that's Liger. That's or Ligier, so whatever it is. Jacques Lafitte and Ligier, 9 seasons together. But I had no clue who he is, so I know you would have no clue who he is. And then Nick Heidfeld and Sauber, 8 seasons. Also on there is Pierluigi Martini and Minardi. Again, no clue who he is. You're not going to know who he is. And then honorable mention for Bruce McLaren and Cooper. Spent 7 seasons at Cooper. And then, yeah. But he raced with them in F2 and F1. When F1 and F2 cars competed together. So, and that's the entire list. This was made in 2023, so I had the math for Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. But, yeah. And that's the pod. We have the crash of Bowman Gray coming up. Very excited that NASCAR is coming back. Was very happy with my first viewing of IMSA. Other than the freaking commercials. The commercials sucked, but other than that, it was great to watch. And the next race for IMSA is March 18th to 21st at Sebring. This is 12 hours of Sebring. So that'll be fun to watch as well. Also fun to note is Nasser and Porsche number 7 tripled up at the Rolex 24, and they have a 3-peat now with Nasser and Penske Porsche at the Rolex 24. So,
yes, they do.
What are your final thoughts, Jack?
3 Rolexes? Don't even have enough wrists for that. What are you doing, Felipe Nasser?
Yeah, what are you doing, Felipe?
Give me one of them.
Yeah,
give
me.
Look, I got nothing on this wrist. I could fit a Rolex here. You only got 2 wrists. I'm just saying.
Yeah, trying to win a championship, Felipe? Trying to win another one? But yeah, that's the pod. Thank you for watching. Tune in next week. Peace.